students. Good morning everyone. So here I am back with your commerce class. So you all know we have started with chapter number 13, that is coordination, and yesterday we have covered the topic of meaning, features, nature, principles, elements of coordination, and today we will start with the topic of cooperation along with coordination. So in this topic we will follow your book, that is Mastering ISC Commerce, Kalyani Publisher. Now, what are the various learning objectives behind your chapter? You will be able to learn about introduction, meaning and definition of coordination. Coordination as a pyramid, elements, features and importance of coordination, types, principles and techniques of coordination, problems of coordination, steps of effective coordination, process of coordination, coordination and cooperation, and the last is coordination as an essence of management. So look here. So we all know that these days COVID-19 pandemic is there, and we are all noticing the government coordination hits. What are the various government practices which they are undertaking for the benefit of the citizens of India? And let it be a poor coordination effort or a well planned coordination effort, depends upon the thinking of citizens, that what are their views about the government efforts. But their all efforts are unified and directed towards the fight against this pandemic, so that they can be creating strong immunity and making them resistant to this pandemic occurring in the nation. So these are the various key terms which you are going to study in this chapter: planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling, coordination, essence of management, reciprocity, BTI approach, vertical and horizontal coordination. So now we will talk about the various techniques of coordination. So as you all know, techniques is the way, the methods, the mechanisms in which activities of coordination can be performed. Louis A. Allen suggested that coordination can be achieved in management by following the approach of BTI. BTI is balancing, timing, integrating. Your key term is BTI approach, that is balancing, timing, integrating approach. Business involves multiple operations, a large number of activities, manifold policies, plans, skills, administrative practices and actions, where different managers display their talent in playing the different roles assigned to them. Now, the techniques of coordination are based on sound planning, sound and simple organization, chain of command, effective communication, special coordinators and sound leadership. Coordination is organizing work together. For example, when you do jogging, when you go for running, when you do any exercise, you are coordinating your muscles, and that group of muscles help you to bring a movement, let it be walking or standing. So what is it? It's a coordination of muscles of body. Now we will go through the BTI approach. First is balancing. Balancing means enough of one thing is provided to balance with the other to support the other. So let me explain you with the help of an example. So there is a chart where it is shown that balancing coordinating activities for kids. Superman, crab walk, floor scooter exercise, jump rope, handstand content, dribbling, obstacle course, leapfrog, balance a bean bag on your head, bear crawl, wheelbarrow walking, skipping, hopscotch, kangaroo hopping, balance team, gallop like a horse, stand on one foot, various activities. And these are the activities for balancing, that is you are maintaining a balance, supporting of one organ of your body with another to counterbalance and to achieve the objective. So coordination here is based on BTI approach, multiple operations, manifold practices, managers balance their activities to adopt them in different roles. Now the next is timing approach. It involves adjustment of time schedule of different activities in such a way that they support and collaborate to help you to achieve your task. Suppose you can see that in a backstroke, timing and coordination. Those who know swimming, they know how to do backstroke, and one arm exits the water, other begins to pull, the leg kick remains continuous. Leg kick remains continuous. One arm exits the water, other begins to pull. So this is timing of your organs of your body which help you to coordinate to swim. Similarly, in the other example, you can say it's a ladder grill. You have to walk inside and outside the steps. Focus on the colors and numbers also. So it's a visual timing coordination where you have to reach up to the last number. Next is integration technique of coordination. Unifying uniformity of different interests of the people towards the fulfillment of organizational objectives. It is also called structural coordination technique. Different organizational units are there in organization. You perform them on ongoing basis. They have authority and budgetary control as well. So, suppose if we take the example of electronics, email, electronic scheduling, PDAs, cell phones. So, this is integration of different electronic items. Simple example, when you share a Word document, I have typed something in my Microsoft Word in my phone, Android phone, I have typed something. Now I want to WhatsApp it, Telegram the same. Now here comes integration, technological integration, where coordination is taking place. When you will type the document, want to share, the system is integrated itself and it will ask you how you want to share it, as an attachment, as a PDF, as a Word document and so on. So what is it? This is technological integration in your mobile phone. Next is we have different types of coordination. Like yesterday we have discussed, we have two types of coordination. One is internal, another is external. Internal is of three types, that is vertical, horizontal and diagonal. First of all, internal coordination. Internal coordination is all about establishing a relationship between all the managers, executives, departments, divisions, branches, and employees or workers. So internal coordination is within the organization. Let it be sampling department, production department, planning, quality check, pattern making, designing, cutting of material, packing, finishing within the organization. So here relationships are formed with a view to coordinate all the activities of the organization. Next is, internal coordination is of two types. One is horizontal, another is vertical. That is, in horizontal we follow a line of command, one following the other. There is one boss towards a number of subordinates. In a vertical communication, vertical coordination, efforts are integrated in a line basis, that is from one to another and so on. Next is internal coordination. As we know, it has two parts. First is vertical coordination. In vertical coordination, a superior authority coordinates his work with that of his subordinates. For example, a sales manager will coordinate his tasks with his sales supervisors. On the other hand, all sales supervisors make it sure that they work in proper order and decorum with the sales manager. Okay, let us take an example of a farmhouse when two chicken farmers coordinate their activities with the chicken processor, and that is an example of vertical coordination. Chicken processor, so here comes two branches, that is chicken farmer 1, chicken farmer 2. Now they are working together to ensure the quality of meat, its cost should be low, birds must be compatible with machinery, there should be steady supply of the product, and there is regulatory compliance with the protocol to be followed while generating revenue. Next is vertical coordination limitations. What are the various disadvantages? First of all, capital. Example, like in difficulty one faced in integrating the beef industry. So we were doing about chicken. So in integrating the beef industry, first of all, you have to have a collection of cow herd. Requires 12,500 cow herds, in which one herd should include 100 cows each. Now that herds requires 10 feed lots, 40,000 head capacity each. Then packing plant needs 1 million fed cattle annually. So it's all need a great amount of capital, and in this way vertical coordination is very difficult to follow here. Next type is horizontal coordination. In horizontal coordination, employees of the same status, they establish a relationship between themselves to perform better. For example, the coordination between different departmental heads like finance, sales, purchase, accounts, cash, between different departmental heads, supervisors, co-workers, etc. In other words, in internal coordination, an employee either reports vertically to the supervisor or horizontally to the supervisor. In horizontal coordination, there is a regional or inter-municipal corporation and territorial planning. Why it is done? To realize joint investments in infrastructure to foster regional economic development, to manage natural resources, to manage local services, and also for inter-sectoral coordination. So, this is the reason why horizontal coordination is preferred over vertical coordination. Next is external coordination. So, as the name suggests, external coordination is coordination between the internal management and the outsiders. External coordination is all about establishing a relationship between the employees of the organization and the people outside it. These relationships are established with a view to having a better understanding of outsiders like market agencies, public, competitors, customers, government agencies, financial institutions, etc. So, let me take an example of a kitchen. Kitchen and its external links with which it has to coordinate. Suppliers, guests, government officials, media, local food authority. So, in a restaurant where kitchen is the main area, because food has to be prepared there and that food is served and give the image of the restaurant to the outsiders. Also, when we talk about external coordination, we have different people involved with whom one has to maintain a relationship, like with buyers, raw material suppliers, testing labs, subcontractors, freight forwarders, and so on. So, in external coordination, the different external departments with which an organization has to interact are market agencies, general public, competitors, technological agencies, technological customer organizations, government agencies, different commercial organizations, different institutions, financial institutions, different industrial organization. Usually, organization entrust a PRO, that is public relation officer, who has assigned with the responsibility of establishing good cordial relations between the employees of the organization and the outsiders. So, PRO is appointed for maintaining cooperation and coordination of the company with the outsiders. When we talk about vertical cooperation, that is, it is flowing in one uniform direction, either downward or upward. Suppose right from buyers to the stores, then importers, manufacturers, suppliers, commodity producers. So here one has to do vertical cooperation either forwarded or backward. When we talk about manufacturers who have appointed PROs, then they have to forward their relations, their information, they have to submit it to the importers, stores and buyers. And in case of manufacturers, they have to return it back, they have to give the information to the suppliers and commodity producers as well. Because once producers come to know how much they have to produce, only then they can give it back in a justified manner. Next is how work coordination platforms deliver business impact. So what is the impact of coordination on business? First of all, an idea or a process is generated in the mind of a person. Then that idea is transformed into a plan. It is prioritized, that is, now it is think about to what to do about that plan. After that, management steps comes: planning, manage, organizing, analyzing, then control, execute and optimize. Once the plans are optimized, they are put and seen into reactions. Now they have all the plans are put into work, from the project owner to the team members, then to the remote team members and further to the subcontractors. Once the activities of an organization are broken into smaller units which are regrouped into departments, it becomes necessary for the managers to coordinate the activities of these departments by communicating the organizational goals to each department, setting departmental goals and linking the performance of each department with that of others, so that all departments collectively contribute towards organizational goals. This process of linking the activities of various departments is called coordination, either vertically or horizontally. It also involves reconciling differences in understanding approach, interests, fitting together interdependent efforts of individuals in an orderly pattern in order to attain a common objective. Suppose in a hospital, the activities of doctors, nurses, attendants, technicians must be synchronized so that patients receive utmost care. Thus, coordination is an overall function of management, as every managerial task is in practice an exercise in coordination. Coordination is like a common thread, a thread in a garland that goes through all activities of a business enterprise, such as purchasing, production, sales, finance, because it ensures continuity in the smooth functioning of an enterprise. Coordination is implicit and inherent to all other functions of management in an organization. This can be better explained with the help of an example. For example, a boy is willing to take an early morning flight at 3 a.m., sets his alarm clock at 2 a.m. before going to bed. His father, knowing about his son's flight, went to the son's bedroom and set the alarm to 1:30 a.m. Anxious to ensure that her son reached the airport in time, his mother set the clock at 1 a.m. As a result, the son got up 2 hours earlier and lost the much needed sleep of 1 hour. So, from this example, we can conclude that there has been cooperation between the parents and the boy, but there was no coordination. That's why the aim was fulfilled but not appropriately. Now, the different kinds of working together with the help of coordination, cooperation and collaboration. Coordination aids in objective but not sufficient for cooperation. Coordination is to achieve a common activity. Sharing of interest, the defining of processes, employing the tasks to accomplishment of their own, common going in the process of the organization, following the different processes and to understand the results. Moreover, it also deals with creating something new, that is collaboration of coordination and cooperative activities to negotiate with the rules and to come across with dealing of the unknown points of view. Coordination without cooperation has no root and cooperation without coordination bears no fruit. In the absence of coordination, cooperation may lead to wasted efforts. Coordination without cooperation may cause dissatisfaction among employees. Therefore, every manager should try to achieve both coordination and cooperation simultaneously. Cooperation is derived from the Latin term cooperare, means working together to achieve a common goal. Coordination is an orderly arrangement of group efforts in pursuit of common goals. Coordination and cooperation are the two words that look similar and often used interchangeably by people. Coordination and cooperation. It's a teamwork. Coordination is wider than cooperation. Cooperation implies willingness of members of the organization to help one another and is the result of voluntary efforts. On the other hand, coordination requires deliberate action on the part of management to secure unity of purpose and unified action towards the achievement of common objectives. So, there is a difference between coordination and cooperation. Coordination is orderly arrangement of group efforts. Cooperation is mutual help. Coordination is broader than cooperation. Cooperation is a part of coordination. Coordination is performed by top management and cooperation is performed by persons at any level. Coordination required employees and departments at work. Cooperation depends upon willingness of people working together. Coordination helps in establishing formal as well as informal relationships, while cooperation only establishes informal relationships. So, now what is the need of coordination and cooperation altogether? Need for coordination has increased with the growing size and complexity of organizations, increasing specialization and rapidly changing environment. Coordination helps in encouraging team spirit, gives proper direction, facilitates motivation, makes optimum utilization of resources, helps to achieve objectives quickly, improves relations in the organization, leads to higher efficiency, improves goodwill of the organization. We all know organization consists of several people. There can be difference of opinion among them regarding the method of achieving the objectives. it becomes essential to harmonize their opinions, motives, and efforts through coordination. Coordination eliminates conflicts between different departments, between different groups. Coordination maintains a balance between the persons having different abilities and interests. Coordination combines the different resources to get better results. Coordination integrates the need and interest of customers, employees, investors, government, and other external groups. So, this was all about coordination and cooperation. Coordination and cooperation go side by side, still there lies a difference between the two. So, for more clarity of the video, read page 359 till 362 of your book. Follow the given correlated link so that you can have a command over the topic, and also answer the following questions. Coordination is not a separate function of management. It is the essence of management explained with the help of a suitable example. What is meant by coordination? How does it integrate group efforts and ensure unity of action? Explain. Coordination is a synchronization of group efforts to achieve organizational objectives. In the light of this statement, highlight any three features of coordination. So, next question is, coordination is needed at all levels of management and is the responsibility of all managers. Explain how. Explain any 5 features of coordination. What are some examples of coordination? And the last is, what is coordination process? So, this was all about your topic of coordination and cooperation. Hope the topic is now clear to all of you. Read the book and listen to the correlated links so that you can have clarity of the concepts. Thank you.